Van Connor is in the studio. So lovely to see you. You're never in the studio these days.
I know. It's a rare... It's like Kismet. It's a rare twist of fate that just happened to be, like, down the street, like, finishing up a screening.
Finishing up a screening.
I'll come in and actually talk about said screening with you. I'm coming in. I've got to talk anyway.
That's brilliant. Yeah, let's do it. Van Connor, film critic. Now, Gladiator II. It's taken a while to bring out this second episode, but they're already drawing the pictures for the third, I saw the other day.
I mean, I kind of hope not. I mean, it was a long road getting to the second one.
Yeah.
We went through a lot of, like, aborted versions of Gladiator. There was a version...
Second album, isn't it?
Yeah, well, there was a version that was written by Nick Cave that was going to have Maximus, like, you know, still played by Russell Crowe, like, being reincarnated through history to fight in major wars. And thankfully, they've not done that.
Pants, yeah.
No, so we've now got 24 years. I think it's almost 25, but it's 24 years after the original. We've now got a film that's set 16 years after the events of the first film and sees a young gladiator played by Paul Mescal from, you know, I think it's Normal People and After Sun, who is a character called Hanno, a seemingly new character who has his own cause for vengeance when his people are enslaved by Rome. He is taken in by a gladiator. The general who led the campaign against his people is played by Pedro Pascal. He wants his head, and he's going to use, you know, the gladiatorial arena as a vessel to, you know, to get his revenge.
Sounding very familiar.
It is a bit, isn't it? But you know what? This time, instead of Oliver Reed, though, the twist is they've got Denzel. That's their big ace in the hole. They've got Denzel.
Well, you can't go wrong with Denzel.
They have. But on that note, though, I'll give you... he is the big reason to see the movie, on which now I've got a clip for you, and it is Denzel as the leader, the sort of shepherd of the new generation of gladiators for you.
The dream? The dream of Rome? It's an old man's fantasy.
Who are you? What was your name before you traded it for a Roman one?
You'll never know. I have a destiny. The gods delivered you to me. You will be my instrument.
I will never be your instrument in this life or the next.
Oh, is it good?
It is. It's good fun. It's a good experience. It's good fun. Is it a good film? Actually, no.
Oh.
Like, actually, no. Like, the first Gladiator, obviously, it won Best Picture. It won a shed load of awards, you know. It was that rare thing of it was a popcorn movie and it was like an academic, you know, cardigan pleaser, as I would call it. Here, you've got something that leads more towards, like, the popcorn thing. Like, you seriously have to question, like, whether or not any of this, like, actually happened. You could just about believe that there was a Maximus, like, you know, a real Maximus when you were watching the first movie. I don't believe any of this ever happened and there was a real Denzel. This is the most fun, though, that you've seen Denzel since Training Day, and he absolutely makes the film. It's worth seeing solely for him. Also, your villains, one of whom is Joseph Quinn from Stranger Things. You've got the twin brother emperors who are just evil and corrupt, and returning Connie Nielsen as well. Production value is immense. The style of it, the direction of it, fantastic. Story lets it down a little bit, but its big thing that really sends it sinking is its lead. It's Paul Mescal, who he does the physical stuff really well, but every single time that he's called upon to do that rousing speech thing, you know that you have to do in these movies, the rousing speech. Not, even if you didn't have Russell Crowe before this, you would still look at Paul Mescal and think, you have all the effectiveness of a call centre manager doing a morning huddle.
Keir Starmer.
Yeah, in fact, it's Keir Starmer level. Yeah, you know, like say, Keir Starmer level rousing. And you're like, this ain't working for anyone, pal. What you thinking? Also,
what a shame.
Some of the VFX.
But he's already been signed up for the third one, apparently.
I don't think that's going to happen personally. I mean, also I will say the VFX are quite ropey in places. Like there's some baboons that just like space aliens. There's some sharks that just look like they're made out of plastic. It's really bizarre in times, but there's enough politicking and Denzel is enough fun that you'll go along with it. And also there's like leitmotifs, music from the first one, things like you go, okay, yeah, I'm feeling that punch from the first movie. Like, I'm a big fan of the first one, I think a lot of people are, and that should be enough to carry you through. But this is not a film you're going to revisit before you revisit the first Gladiator.
Oh, really?
Ever. I saw it in IMAX, though, and I will say it's a great time in IMAX. It is.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, sometimes a film is just supposed to be fun, isn't it?
It was a good time. Yeah. I didn't need one there.
Will it box office? Will it do well?
I think it will. I think it will do... It won't do the numbers that the first one did. And it's certainly not going to go down at the Oscars the way the first one did.
And it's not a classic that you'll keep revisiting?
No, but I could see Denzel potentially getting a Best Supporting Actor nom for it, because he's a lot of fun. Like, most fun since Training Day, and I'll die on that hill.
Yeah, I love Denzel anyway. He's so cute. Wicked. You've just seen Wicked.
I have.
You didn't like it?
I didn't at all.
Oh,
I should preface, I've never seen the stage show.
Brilliant.
I've never read the book. I didn't know anything about it. Having now seen the film, I think we all, like, as a society and a culture, we owe George Lucas an apology. Really, because we gave him a lot of flack for mining what he could out of, like, the prequels to the Star Wars universe. I think we owe him an apology now, because it could have been a lot worse, and we can now see how. Of course, the prequel to Wizard of Oz...
Yeah, this is explaining how the Wicked Witch of the West became the Wicked Witch of the West.
Well, for the purposes of the film, and I'm not sure if this exists in either of the other two versions, it literally begins with the aftermath of the Wizard of Oz. So it begins with Munchkinland literally celebrating the death of the Wicked Witch of the West. Yeah. Literally, you know, ding dong, the witch is dead kind of thing. Yeah. And then we get...
People say that when I leave the studio.
Oh, honey, really? Oh, no.
Bad.
But, so we then get Glenda the Good Witch, played here by Ariana Grande, who is sporting literally the least convincing peroxide dye job since Jessica Alba in the Fantastic Four. Oh, no. And she winds up telling the crowd about how she and the Wicked Witch of the West they crossed paths once upon a time, which is all really a smokescreen for they were besties in college. Wizard College, or Witch College, effectively. And we get the story of how the Wicked Witch of the West... Elphaba, that's it.
And Glinda.
And Glenda. Elphaba with her green skin...
Glinda.
Sorry?
Glinda.
Gerlinda, that's it. I say Glinda, don't I? Gerlinda. Elphaba with her green skin is deemed to be kind of an outcast, but has, you know, real, like, she's kind of a prodigy with the magic. She's a natural whiz with... Whiz, there you go. So I've kind of done the thing, haven't I?
But she has a hard time being green.
Exactly. It ain't easy being green, as Kermit once said. And it certainly isn't if you're going to be the future villain of Oz. So I've got a clip for you. This is really from the sizzle reel of The Wizard of Oz. Oh, sorry.
Wicked.
Why is it you're always causing some sort of commotion?
I don't cause commotions. I am one. Some of us are just different. Listen to me. You can do anything. I know.
Defying Gravity is one of the best songs ever.
It's a great number.
It is a fantastic number, and that's how the first half ends in the West End and on stage with her defying gravity. It is an extraordinary... If you've never seen the show, please go and see it, because that moment, I won't spoil it, but at the end of the first half is just breathtaking. I mean, you're blown away by it. And this is the first half of the movie. It ends in the same way.
It's part one
with Gravity.
Two. Yeah, so the first part does end more or less the same way as the first half of the stage show. So Defying Gravity is kind of the way. No, as I say, I don't know the stage show or the novel. I know The Wizard of Oz like the back of my hand.
Of course you do.
Of course, cinephile, of course I do.
I mean,
and I was, who didn't want to be the Tin Man?
I know.
But, so, right, let's start with the good, of which I can say... The relative cameo by Jeff Goldblum as the Wizard of Oz
is bonkers, isn't he? Brilliant.
Very enjoyable. He looks the part. Yeah. I will say that Peter Dinklage as the goat teacher at the Wizard School is also very likeable. Right. And it is absolutely Cynthia Erivo's movie. Like, 100%. Cynthia Erivo is terrific in it. And I say that...
What is she playing?
She's playing Elphaba.
Elphaba,
sorry.
Right, the Green Witch.
Green Witch. Yeah, the future
and it's a story about how she becomes wicked.
Effectively that.
Yeah.
Now,
she wasn't wicked.
She wasn't. Now, I say that she's terrific in it. She is the star of the movie, and I say that she is terrific in it, despite the fact that I am not a fan of Cynthia Erivo.
Oh.
I am, however, a fan of Ariana Grande, the pop star. And Ariana Grande can do many, many things. She can sing, she can dance, she can look terrific. She can, however, not act to save her life. And she is absolutely bloody dreadful.
Because Galinda is a brilliant part. It's such a fun character, but she can't do it.
She cannot deliver a line of dialogue. Unless she's singing and dancing, she is absolute dead weight on screen. Like, it really feels like she's someone's niece.
I want to see her do the popular song. Is that good?
Well, of course, because it's a song.
Popular.
It's a song. So, yeah, she's great in that. Directorially, quite good. Story-wise, nothing that you haven't seen before. Like, very recently, actually, we had an animated Transformers movie in cinemas that, strangely, was the exact same plot of this.
Oh.
So Transformers 1, strangely, has the exact same plot as the first half of Wicked. I say, I don't know the story from
How much have they spent? Do you know how much they spent on this movie?
Offhand, I know it's a couple $100 million. And I will say the production value of it, like that amount of money, you do see it on the screen. Because they literally built Munchkinland about 3 miles down the road from where I live. And because we had a lot of sightings of Ariana Grande in Leighton Buzzard, and half of them you didn't believe, and the other half were just like, please let her come into the black line whilst I'm out on the sesh, please, just once, just once. But I
what a shame, because I have enjoyed the stage show. I've seen it a few times. I used to get invited to go and see them when they had a cast change and things like that. And I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
I will say on that note, it's very telling, because obviously this was an industry premiere that I saw this.
Yeah.
And there were people clapping and cheering at really strange moments. And I kept looking around thinking, what the hell is wrong with you people? And then there was a moment...
They've seen this.
There was a moment... You've been at these things, you know. There was a moment in which there's a cameo. And I will just simply say, the two original stars of the Broadway show appear together.
Ooh.
And there was... The entire building erupted. Like, minus myself, I'm just thinking, whoa,
why was that? Yeah.
Please, it's not Redford and Newman, like, come on. And they erupted, I'm just thinking, okay, that tells you an awful lot about who they shoved into this room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I think this will do well. I think it will do very well coming up to Christmas. I think kids will love it, adults will love it, and if I can urge you to do one thing, it is to go and see the stage show.
I would love to.
Because it is absolutely...